This conference will now be recorded.
It's online.
No, no one else is online, but it is picking up the sound.
Okay, we'll call to order the select board, the Monterey Select Board on October 24th at 4:04 p.m. We have all three members of the board present here in Town Hall, and we only have one item of business, which is to sign the borrowing, our annual borrowing anticipation note. The total value of the note is $694,896.73. That's the principal that we're looking to borrow. And that's split up for the library, $475,000, for the tandem axle truck, $32,766.65, for the F-550 truck, which is an international, $59,284.80, and for the medical rescue vehicle, $127,845.28.
Okay.
That sound good to everybody?
Sounds correct. Just on that sheet.
For the pay downs, I was able to verify them with the warrant. And the pay downs for the library, $100,000 on principal. For the tandem axle, $32,766.65 on principal. For the F-550 truck, $29,642.40, and nothing on the medical rescue vehicle this year. We just paid the interest. So if that sounds good to everyone, we'll just go ahead and sign the paperwork and let's do it. And so is Amanda here, or how would that work?
She is not. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
talk to her on Monday, I guess, because she needs to sign it too, right?
Is she in on Monday?
She is.
What time?
8:30 to 3.
So she can get it before I even needs to pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. That one says clerk. Oh,
This is
On the other
BOS.
side.
BOS right there. Yeah. I think the blue is all of you guys. The green is the town clerk.
Yeah, I just didn't catch it because it was on the other side.
I like this.
And this one just says court.
Instead of saying I hereby certify that this note is duly issued, it says I hereby certify this note appears to have been duly issued.
Covering themselves. Might do, who knows?
I was looking at a thing of grapes the other day. It said organic certified by organic certifiers.
That one says-
And so it's just that?
Yep.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Can I just ask one
Yeah.
quick question? I had sent you guys an email about the hiring team,
Yeah,
and I had like 4 or 5 names on there.
yeah.
I wasn't certain if there's any other names you could think of.
My 2 cents were that the initial interview might be smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah.
You want to have 2 rounds of interviews?
Well, I think sometimes it's obvious after one, you know. But, and I haven't seen any of the resumes, but
This is for superintendent?
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought if it gets to the point where it's a difficult decision, then a second round might make more sense than one big interview committee. I don't know.
Up to you guys. I just was gonna have
What
like,
do you think you would fit it?
I initially had Sean, Justin, me, Roger, Tryon. I thought about, and then I was thinking Brian Fate, because that's essentially emergency management, fire, police is part of that. But I figured if there were 5, it would just be get done. pretty
One
quick.
and done.
Just one and done. That's what my thought was. But I wasn't certain if there was anybody else who you could
I don't think you can get you can't add additional people.
Five is as
It's
big
too
as
many.
five.
And that's as high as I wanted to go.
Yeah,
That's high to begin with.
I think so.
I was trying to just kind of get a good roundabout group of people to be there. But at the same time, in these modern times, I wasn't trying to make it too masculine heavy.
Well, I'm happy to give up the select board seat to Susan.
No, thanks. You go. You probably don't want.
Well, that's the thing is, I honestly don't know what the
My
schedule
knowledge
is.
of
It was gonna be after
Equipment.
5 o'clock. I was gonna do it after 5.
My knowledge of
Taking that
equipment
into account.
is like basically non-existent. You wanna talk horses,
But
we got
talk
something to talk about.
Management and
Yeah.
grants and.
So we would also,
Financial management.
Financial management.
we had also, I had talked to Sean and he had mentioned, Chuck Warren kind of sitting in as just Chuck's over. in
I don't-
Marlboro.
I feel like it's getting a little bit out of hand to
Yeah.
have so many people involved. It's not that they don't have an interesting perspective, but you're gonna be their supervisor. So you are like the number one person.
Mhm.
Cause you're gonna have to live it every day, however, whether it goes well or not.
I mean,
And I think it makes sense to have someone from the select board. And I might start with that, a select board and a town administrator and maybe someone else.
yeah, I think you have to watch it when you look at the organizational charts, the police chief, the fire chief are all equal to that person. We didn't hire the department highway guy interviewing when Brian interviewed a few years ago. I think you have to be careful because you build the perception is this person is not their equal when they're going across. You look at it, his budget is as big as the fire department. That person's going to have the budget that's just, there's the two largest budgets. So I think you got to be careful on doing that. And I surely wouldn't invite anybody from New Marlboro to do it.
Yeah, I think.
No disrespect.
No, it's
I don't think it's
it's
appropriate to
hard,
have somebody that's not even a member. of the
Stanfield's not going to ask us to interview the next fire chief, okay? But
I know.
The only reason I would say it might be, that I might be in favor of Sean sitting in is because he's done the job.
That was the only, that was.
Not,
Well, I
for
think
me,
that
it
it was
would
a
be
mix.
that hat, not.
yeah,
the
but I
fire
think
chief
what you,
hat. But I
I
see
think,
your
I
point.
think
All the
what you
same.
could do
Sorry,
is
Al.
start off, like you said, small.
Yeah.
You have a good couple candidates, and then maybe a select board member and Sean do a round of interviews.
I like that. I think we should start with the select board and a TA. And
That kind of.
it might be kind of cut and dry. Sometimes, like in the most recent round of hiring for highway employees, I think there was a lot of competition at the one spot and the other. There was like a horrible interview and a really good one.
Yeah.
So if it's cut and dry, then it's cut and dry. And if we want to do a second round, maybe that's where we invite a different select board member to get more.
Yeah, but
and
then you
different
could,
people.
then you could, I wouldn't have a problem like Sean's on the second round. He can get into the details about the highway that,
Right.
I know I can't get into. It could be that way. I definitely think because it's a position at that level, management level there should be 2 rounds of interviews,
And I think at some point in the questions, you need to throw out a couple of questions of like, okay, here's the situation, how would you handle it? It's a management based question.
Mhm.
Whether it's a staff management or a problem happens, what do you do, like,
Does it seem like 3 to 4 like good candidates? They kind of have equal experience.
Do they have equal experience? No, they don't all have equal experience. No. There's a guy, one person who applied recently who feels like a good candidate, but that's all it doesn't feel like a good candidate. The other two, we've already interviewed one.
Yeah.
And the second one, I'm familiar with just because of recent working for us.
But I wouldn't interview you're not going to interview the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think we should waste our time. I really don't.
I figured it would be good because the only reason why is because he really applied for the wrong job. So that's
Yeah,
it.
but I don't know. Look, I didn't even. I just think, time is precious. Too, is I think it's a little, we had our interview, we talked about it internally. We don't see you being a candidate for this, so we wouldn't interview. Because we're taking up people's time. We need to concentrate on the potential, finding the, and I don't see that guy with it. If you look at his work history and based on the interview, I just don't see it. And I would not.
No, I understand. I just had thought that he applied for the wrong job.
That may be
Would-
true, but
would would he do better applying if
Yeah, but
asked
it-
different questions for a job that he had more experience with?
Right.
I think for this job though, you gotta read the room too and know, like, have a level of professionalism.
Yeah.
He should have realized
It was wrong.
what he was applying for.
And he should have realized that
Right.
the way he was answering the question was completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
And that kind of, to me, that's already a strike.
I want to read, no, I have the experience with them, you have the experience. My feeling is, sorry, we wish you best of luck in your future endeavors, but we're going in a different direction. I don't,
Which would leave us with what, two?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's like, we've done callbacks before. I think it's not uncommon, particularly for a management job. And, I'd be willing to be one of the people you could.
I'll do whatever.
Either way, but I think go around with just you two guys and then see how you feel. If there's not a clear, even if there is a clear leader, you may still want that second thing, just
I
because
think
you
you
never
should
know.
have a second interview because the position is too important, not having another set of eyes on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
we
it's
can't,
important both from the
there's a
roads
lot of
and the
work to be
management
done in
part.
the highway department. We gotta make sure we get the right individual. But you really have a strong management team right now, but people are managing.
Yeah.
And you don't need, you've been managing the highway with Pete, but, you got other things you gotta do too, so you need someone that can step in.
I'm about done with that.
I know.
That's highway department.
I'm sure you are. Done that, been there.
Yeah. It's all the ancillary stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah.
Dealing with the two guys, it's all right. Okay, I'll work on that.
Okay.
I have one quick question. So I got a call from Mike today.
Like Jermaine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About the Beaver
Yep.
emergency thing.
Depends on who you talk to, whether it's an emergency or not.
Well, here's why I think it is an emergency. Remember what happened last time?
Mhm.
They didn't act on it soon enough?
Mhm.
And here's Noelle being all upset about how it impacted New Marlboro, and here she's being asked to intervene till that won't happen, and she's not acting.
Yep.
I think that's a problem.
And so my only response to that is that in about 10 days, we're gonna be opening the gate.
Maybe.
We're gonna be opening the gate for 3 feet.
If the amended drawdown,
For 3 feet. We've got the 3 feet. She even said that today. Because I was like, on November 1st, we're gonna do the 6-foot drawdown, 3 feet. I was like, 6 feet, nope, 3 feet.
So what, she's just ignoring the fact that they passed it because they're
It's
not
not about
filing
that.
it?
why isn't the agent filing the paperwork?
I have to find that out because you know what? I don't know how historically they have done it here. Whether the agent is always.
Yeah, the agent's filed the paperwork. Otherwise, they wouldn't need like 10 hours a week.
I called up Mike McHugh, the Western Mass DEP head over there, and asked him about that. I said, so who usually does that? Is the applicant required to do that? He was like, no. He was like, in his opinion, he was like, yes, the applicant should, but they don't always do. More often than not, it's the agent. That uploads the application
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
DEP.
I see.
Do you have the phone number for the agent?
To Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken to him.
I mean, I feel
You
like
can
there's
ask
a
them to select board.
consistent pattern of failing to act on the part of the chair. And I don't know whose job it is. I don't know if it's Shane or if it's Noelle or what, but at the end of the day, choosing not to act is a problem. And it's bad enough she's doing that with us, but who else is she doing that with? I don't like that the board voted for this, so I'm just not gonna file the paperwork, and I'm not gonna tell the agent to file the paperwork. That is not okay. It's not okay when it's us, and it's not okay if it's anybody else. And from my perspective, if if Noel is the one that's actively intervening to prevent this from going forward, we need to ask her to step down, because who else is she doing that to? Here's a case where we know the paperwork is not being filed. I don't care, whoever has to file it, I know it's not my job,
Yeah,
right?
Except now apparently applicants do, which is crazy.
I don't know.
No, but you said applicants or agents. I think we call the agent, you have to say, and document it. I called them this time. When are you gonna file this? Is there reasons you haven't done it?
And how?
And I
don't
would
see
put them
how-
on the spot too.
The applicant can never, but let's just think about this for a minute. The applicant doesn't make the decision. The applicant doesn't make the order of conditions. You can, if the committee handed the applicant the finalized order of conditions, they could upload it, but we haven't been given.
Do we
that
have a finalized order of conditions?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
That's
well,
right.
well, what did, I didn't get a chance to read all that Don had uploaded. Were the orders and
I don't
conditions on
know.
that? Because I didn't read through all that this week.
Uploaded where?
Because Don emailed out this stuff to Mass DEP
Okay.
today,
So
but he didn't, you're supposed to either upload it through EDEP,
I
or
see.
you're supposed to send it, you're supposed to mail it certified to Springfield. But, so he didn't do either of those. He just kind of emailed
Emailed
it
it.
to Mark Stinson or something. I don't know who emailed it.
But
to.
if the copy actually exists,
Mhm.
if we've been given a copy, we could do that. But my point is, at the end of the day, like, if the ZBA issues a decision, they issue a decision, they issue it to the applicant. The applicant has to file it with the Registry of Deeds. But they're told that, they're like, here is the
This is what we
finalized
want.
thing. You are responsible to do this within this timeline. There should be a straightforward process, and it should be done for everybody in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, well, I don't like that decision, so I'm not giving it to you, and too bad.
Yeah, I'm not aware of what their historic process has been.
Well, we need to get,
Followed it.
maybe, can we find maybe Shannon, who actually does this job somewhere, could give us feedback on exactly what the process is supposed to be, who's supposed to do what by when, so we can see if our Concom is meeting their statutory obligations.
Should we talk to Donna?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, let's forward to that now.
Okay.
Because there's
There's
Yeah,
some,
the law.
some doesn't
There's the
sound
law.
Yeah, there's some doesn't sound right.
So it's all, even what I have to do right now to deal with the dam over there, it's a little frustrating, and, you know, I hear where she's coming from and what needs to happen, but at this point in time, to me, it's like, let's just wait.
Can we start trapping beavers?
Well, that's the thing too, is we could, yeah, we could certainly trap beavers,
But
but
I mean, if we don't want New Marlboro to have unexpected floods.
Yeah.
Then we can't have beavers
we just have to have,
Making the problem.
we
making
just have to have
problems.
the Board of Health or Jim
Or should we test out the spillway to the dam?
accept it as an emergency.
Should we let the beavers win and then dam all the way up and goes over the spillway?
Well, that's what I said to Mike McHugh. I said the way that it's written about beavers and emergencies is that you can't be proactive unless you, of course, do an NOI, get an order of conditions, or do a bundled NOI for the entire town to clean everything out, or have a regular maintenance. So like in this case here,
Didn't we talk about doing that?
I'm working on it right now. I have to-
Okay.
I
But
have
that's
one
for
as a temp.
culverts, the bundle NOI. Is it for the dam?
I have to have an NOI for the dam too to clean it on a regular basis. Yes.
There's no provision that's like, if you have a dam, you could just make sure it operates properly. So you don't
You
cause
know,
a flood.
you know something,
Is there a
Justin,
ounce of
this,
common
this,
sense?
No, apparently.
this is where I am confused, and this is what I was talking to Noel about. I said, to me, what the beavers are doing is not making a dam, they are vandalizing public property.
What do you know with beavers and it's not people?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe it's environmentalists.
And that's what I said.
Where were you last night?
Yeah. I said, they're
Water cold?
they're vandalizing this. It's not a dam, it just happens. It's not like, I said, it's not like they're out in the backwoods and they've created this 100-foot long dam, 4 feet long, to create this beautiful marsh wetlands, which I appreciate. And the things that they do.
I like your compassion.
I said, this is a town structure that these beaver are effectively vandalizing. They're just sticking dirt up on it, sticking dirt upon it. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, to them it's a dam. To them it's a dam. To me it's not. They're vandalizing.
You know what I saw?
They don't pay any
Smithfield,
taxes.
And I don't know if this is true, but as far as I understand it, this is what happens. At the Otis Reservoir, like Labor Day weekend, what weekend have Columbus Day weekend editions?
2 weeks ago.
For that weekend, they open up the dam to make whitewater rafting conditions, and then there's like a fun whitewater rafting activity. Close it back up, and then a couple weeks later, they open it up for the drawdown.
The state does what the state
For
does.
whitewater rafting conditions.
Yeah, can you imagine whitewater? Yeah, New York Road, whitewater rafting this weekend.
But there's like an event,
Yeah.
and it's publicized. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's
Like all these other lakes, they just do what they want.
it's a state lake, man. They do what they want to do. But anyway, I was frustrated with it.
So can we adjourn?
We should adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
We'll vote on that motion?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, so that's a unanimous vote, meeting adjourned at 4:25 PM. Roger, do you want to go to this community center meeting or not? You can say no.